manager imminently. Marcelo Bielsa was sacked on
No palay ba?
after the report of that result. He was speaking today, Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola says his legend will live on at Ellen Road.
I'm so sorry for him. His legacy is there. In the big city, in the club, and pretty sure with the players, his influence, I know, is massive. Unfortunately, the manager was to check the results, and maybe it was not good. But the game have played during part of these 3 or 4 seasons in leagues. It was pathetic to watch, and of course I wish him all the best in the future.
They've always been quite close to those two. Well, let's get some more reaction on this, shall we? Damien Johnson is our man at Ellen Road, as you can see. Adam Pope covers Leeds United for the BBC. Adam, good to see you too. Damien, let's start with you first of all. So, what is the latest regarding Jesse Marsch's pending arrival?
Talks have been looking out for him, haven't been able to spot him so far today.
Attenzione,
He's played or coached at the highest level in Europe, which is one of the requirements really to get a work permit to come and work in English football. So that shouldn't be a problem. Presumably dotting the I's, crossing the T's, working out the future transfer budgets. Of course, his hands are tied in the transfer market at the moment. The window is closed. He's got to go largely with what he's got. Inherits his squad from Bielsa. We've been speaking to fans coming and going here. There's a sense of building, really. That's how it comes across. Such is the affection and the love for Marcelo Bielsa. Not just for the way he's transformed the club. They were mid-table mediocrities when he took over. Took them to the Premier League. They've been away for 17 years, 16, 17 years. And that's where this club belongs. They're a power in the land. They certainly were back in the 60s and 70s. For younger viewers, they perhaps don't realise just how big a club Leeds United are. They used to take on the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool and Chelsea for the big prizes all those years ago. Even 20 years ago, they were in the semi-finals of the Champions League. But Bielsa took them back to the top level. And he remained humble. He was one of them. He was a man of the people. He used to stop and chat with fans all the time, sign autographs, seen frequently in Weatherby, a few miles to the east of here where he lived. Just a very humble man, down to earth. They loved him for what he did and for the kind of man he was. And the morning is the doctor.
Yeah. Adam, talk to us more about this love affair between the Leeds United fans and Marcelo Bielsa, because to the outside world, it feels like Leeds are almost sleepwalking towards relegation with their current form and the rate in which they're conceding goals. But those that follow Leeds United watch them up close, and the effect that Bielsa has had on the football club. The feeling was that they wanted him to stay and turn things around until the end of the season.
That's correct, Manish. Even if he was to begin the next 3 games, Leicester, away, Villa, and Norwich, of course, are down there with them fighting, and maybe people think, well, okay, if it hasn't gone right by then, then maybe go. But most, I would say, I think that's fair. Say if they wanted to see him stay to the end of this season, when most expected him to be parting company with the club and go their separate ways, and then the likes of Jesse Marsch would come in. But the affinity towards him was amazing, because this is a man who didn't want to be the centre of attention, didn't want reflected glory, didn't want the sun to shine on him, but he became the epicentre of a revolution. And he joined players, the club and the city together in a way that I have not seen covering the club in 15 or 16 years. So that's obviously since the last time they were in the Premier League. And he delivered to them their dream. And it's just so sad for them. And the more that Damien talks about it, because they can't say goodbye to him in the way that they want to say goodbye. Like they couldn't celebrate the promotion because of the effects of COVID. But this is, let's be very fair, it's an undignified end, and it's not the way it should have ended for them. But Leeds United feel like they're in peril of going back into the Championship, and there's a lot at stake. Is the match? The 49ers have got a 44% stake in the club. Andre Zani has money in the club. He's the majority owner. They want European football within 3 to 5 years of can get into the Premier League, and there's a stadium expansion to 60,000 to go to as well. So there's a lot at stake there, and you can see from a business point of view why they've had to do this.
Yeah, but is it not surprising to you, Adam, for someone who is so lauded for the way he reads the game, the way that others like Pep Guardiola almost consult him, and the way that he's approached the beautiful game itself, but he doesn't have a plan B to fall back on if plan A doesn't work.
But the thing is, though, apparently it does work, doesn't it? Because when you look at it, you look at his record, he's got 1.61 points per game in over 170 games, so it's worked in both positions, the Premier League and the Championship. But the problem is the opportunity cost me, so that if you have big victories, you get heavy defeats and very few draws at times, and that's what comes with it. But people were prepared to accept that. Because it brought joy to them, and this is what they're finding now, is that they're mourning the loss of a man who had that amateur sort of attitude to the game, the pure love of football, that Corinthian spirit, if you like, and I think many feel that the sort of soul of the club maybe has gone a little bit today, as of course the sort of rampant commercialisation of the game goes on, which is something that he railed against. But he got Leeds. He really got things. Yeah. So he never tried to change anything about it, and that's why, with his work ethic, it appealed to this great northern powerhouse of the club.
Do you know, I get that, Adam, actually, because I have to say, it's been a long time since anybody could say Leeds United was the neutrals' first choice club, but by the way they went about their business, it was very entertaining. Part of me wishes that it's not that, we will see football like that again, but Darren, as we look at the fact that it was goals conceded in February that's really put pain to Bielsa's time, that's a third of the 60 that they've conceded this season, all done in the shortest month of the year, quite ironically. But I just wonder, do you think we're going to see this man-marking approach again in the Premier League?
Possibly not, because it was unique. I mean, when it worked, it really worked. It was hard to play against. They pretty much outworked a lot of their teams. You look at their work ethic. I mean, he has kind of been cut short a little bit this season in terms of the injuries, because it took their three best players, they included the captain, Calvin Phillips, Patrick Bradford, who was a revelation with these goals last season, and not have them consistently all year, so that plays its part. But I think because they're not at rock bottom of the Premier League, and there is still a chance that they could survive, and I think they still will do, I still would have thought they would have waited till maybe the rules have completely come off, and then maybe got rid of him. But the fact they've got rid of him
sounds like it would have been too late.
Maybe, but I think a lot of Leeds fans, certainly the ones that I've been speaking to, would have probably preferred that. Preferred to maybe got to the end of the season, if they've gone down with Bielsa, then they were still happy that their numbers there till the very end. But the fact they're not giving them that opportunity to try to get them away from the relegation zone, I think which is what's upset a lot of the Leeds fans. So it probably is the right decision where Leeds are, because they are conceding goals for fun, sliding down the table rapid. But if you're a Leeds fan, I can understand why there's a lot of disappointment there that it's gone right now.
Yeah, and Damien, that's the first thing, of course, for the new man in charge to address, isn't it? Is to shore up that back line. And the intrigue now is to see the players revert to a more conventional approach to what they've been doing under Bielsa.
That's right, I mean, he comes from the Red Bull stable, and his style of play is thought to fit loosely with what Bielsa likes to do. So, yeah, sharpening up at the back is number one priority. I mean, the confidence seems to have drained away from some of the players. The running stats seem to be sort of holding up, but I think that it's very mentally tiring as well as physically tiring to play Bielsa ball. And as I say, confidence reflected really in that Stuart Dallas miss against Spurs over the weekend when he rounded the keeper, but he did and dallied in possession when he needed to find the net, and the cover came back to block the shot. So yeah, confidence is where he's got to come and build up the confidence. And I think just going back to what you're talking about, how Bielsa chimed with the Leeds fans, I think that Adam agrees with this. There's a kind of cussedness about Yorkshire folk, isn't there? And I think perhaps they look at the fact that he was unbending, wasn't he, Bielsa? Did that just chime with Leeds United fans in a special way, do you think?
Oh, I think it did. Look, it was also sort of to stick to beat him at the times when things went against him, David too, but we knew it wasn't going to change. It was Paul Gazowski that changed tactics. So I think that stubbornness, if you like, and that ability to stick to his beliefs, and that I'm doing it the way that I believe. I'm not saying it's the only way, he would say. He wasn't that arrogant, but it's the way I believe in. That did chime with him, definitely. But the big thing for me with it is that the way he plays his philosophy of the game, what he wants to do is bring joy to a big fan base, and I think that was a huge driver for him, and he did that. And he didn't care whether Leeds were in League One, the Championship, or the Premier League. He said that. It wasn't about results, it wasn't about trophies for him, it was about bringing something that would give people who otherwise didn't have much joy in their lives some entertainment. And when you've got somebody like that, it's special. It's not just about the football, is it? It's about the impact you have on the area too. That's why he's different. That's why he chimes with the Leeds fans.
Yeah, and Adam, with that in mind, if it is Jesse Marshall, whoever comes in, they've got 12 Premier League games. to try and secure Leeds United's Premier League status. But it's a hard act, isn't it, for anybody to follow Marcelo Bielsa, particularly with the connection he had with the supporters. You've got to be the guy that follows this next guy, as opposed to the guy who immediately follows him in.
Yeah, look, I don't think it's a surprise that it's going to be Jesse Marsch. His name's been linked for a little while, but I think the surprise was going to be so early. I think we're expecting to be in the summer. I know it's been a difficult act to follow, but right now, they are in a precarious position. He's literally walking into the shoes of a living legend. I mean, this guy's face is all over Leeds. He's on murals. He's been deified. Something he doesn't want at all, but that's just the impact that he's had. So that makes it a little bit tougher for Jesse Marsch to come into, I would say. But, like you said before, he has managed around Europe, so he understands, the clamour about football. He hasn't just managed in, MLS or, he's been in Montreal as well, but he's had a good grounding. He is well thought of. And, he has won things as well, and, he has been in the Bundesliga and worked with some very important people like Ralf Rangnick, for example. It didn't go great for him to get that at Leipzig, but you get the impression how to work with Haaland, people like this, that hopefully be able to manage some of the bigger players, and that he'll be able to have, the stomach and the backbone and the fight that will be needed to pick a particular situation, but COVID life in the Premier League. But let's get this straight on this. Premier League is another level altogether to what he's been used to. And it could really be those 3 weeks, the 2 games in the first week are real baptism of fire for him.
Yeah, and it starts with Leicester, of course, next weekend. Adam, great to hear from you. Adam Poker reports on Leeds United for the BBC, and David Johnson is always on that at the ground at Elland Road. What do you think now? How big is this next appointment for Leeds, considering the form they're in right now?
It's a massive job. My only concern is he might kind of do a fantastic job. My only kind of concern would be the hangover from the supporters. Would be also going, because you just see it there, the love affair between the supporters and the manager.
Yeah.
New manager coming in, he knows full well that he can't have the backing of the fans 100%. He's looking into a cold, he's going to win them over because they absolutely love Bielsa, and that's my only concern. Is that they don't get the support that he needs, and the team they're not. Because they love Bielsa. They're the only supporters that say, Lord, they're on free fall right now towards relegation. And the fact that they're sticking with it and they love him that much shows you how much he means to that community and that football club. The new man coming in will understand that, and if he doesn't get to the best of starts, then he could turn toxic very, very quickly.
Yeah, 8 defeats in the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken, because they lost the last 4, and all pretty heavily.
And they still love it.
And they still love it. Yeah, it was a good point, actually. Well, as well as Leeds' defeat, there was a big weekend in the relegation battle, which included Brentford losing 2-0 to Newcastle. But a big story to come out of that, of course, was the return to action of Christian Eriksen, who played for the first time since suffering cardiac arrest of May to Denmark 7 months ago.
I'm one happy man to be been through my family to be back again here. It's a wonderful feeling, and I'm just happy that it's happened. It's been very special. Since Kevin coming back here, it's been sailing well okay on me. I've been really happy about it, and everyone's been helpful. Everyone is here. My family, my parents, of course my kids, my mother-in-law, and all the contacts have been helping me back and forth. So everyone is here, and I'm pleased with it. We're taking a lot of work also to be where I am today. Now with it, and to really work on whatever I've been through. So it's definitely special for me to see my reflect on the screens on there to see what they're doing.
I think no matter what happens between now and May, that is the story of the season. And it's amazing because to return from what he had to do 259 days ago is one thing. And I mentioned this at the weekend. To go to amateur football, everybody was stood up and applauded.
Yeah.
But to play one of the most competitive leagues in the world, that's something else.
It's incredible. I wish I would have been there. It was one of those scenarios where I said, I wish I was there to give him a round of applause because we now have a good player is Christian Eriksen, but first and foremost, to see him healthy, to see him back playing football. As you said there, he could have maybe chose easy options, we've maybe dropped down a couple of leagues or gone back maybe home to his own good countries domestically. He didn't want to do that. He came back to the most competitive league in the world where the quality is high, it's ferocious, the tempo of the game is really, really quick. But to see him back in the Premier League is fantastic. And as you said, I hope wherever he goes from now to the end of the season, whatever stadium he's in, he gets a round of applause because he certainly deserves it.
They lost to Newcastle, for whom it's incredible really, their form. They picked up 12 points all season, and they've now picked 13 in the last 5. So they've gone up to 14 in the table. But Brentford, they're now 3 points above the bottom 3. Are you worried for them right now? Because they've taken 1 point and lost 7 of the last 8.
Yeah, I am really concerned. I mean, I thought they were done enough early on in the season to stay up. but I didn't expect their form to fall off a cliff like it has, because they have been in again free for all, can't get clean sheets, can't win games. I've seen them stop scoring goals as well. Now I'm going to be superb for Brentford. If I'm on Thomas Frank, I'd be concerned, because as I said, I was convinced. After the start of their name to the Premier League, I thought they're going to be fine, they'll have no concerns. But to not hardly win a game and to kind of being open as they are by the way at the minute, yeah, I'll be really concerned. The other teams below them, the likes of Burnley, we've seen Newcastle pick up. Norwich has shown a little bit of fight. Yeah. Watford down with Wolverhampton, so that gives them a chance. Leeds about to change their manager. I would be really, really concerned. If I'm there and Everton, I'd be concerned.
Everton as well.
Everton as well, yeah. Everton as well. I know they've got good players, but at some stage you have to win games.
Yeah, you think Norwich, having been brilliant not that long ago, they've gone and hit another snuff. They're 5 points adrift. Watford has got themselves a chance. They're only 3 points adrift, but they've played 26 games. But then you've got Burnley, and you think if anyone's got a chance of getting out of that bottom three, Everton looking as susceptible as they have been all season long.
Yeah, and you made a good point there about the games played, but yeah. I think if you're down at the bottom, fighting a few lives, I think you'd rather have the points on the board, regardless if you played 2 more games than some of the teams around you. They've still got to win them games, and then, as you talked about, they've not won 4 or 5 games all season. Yeah. So I think Burnley have got momentum at the time. They've made some really good signings in January, playing really, really well. But Everton, Brentford, Leeds, at the minute these guys are just declining rapid. They've somehow got to stop the rot, start winning games, defensively be a little bit more solid. But it's going to go right to the very end, because at one stage we were all sitting there thinking, Norwich, Watford and Newcastle, that's it, they're going down. All of a sudden now, 5-6 weeks later, the whole complete picture's changed. So I think Norwich is still going to go, but other than that, I couldn't tell you who else is going to drop.
Do you imagine if Christian Eriksen scores the goal?
I think Leicester will go.
That'll be unbelievable. Yeah, that'll be about Leicester. Lots more coming up on the show as we go from the bottom of the table to the very top. Pep Guardiola secured a huge result for Manchester City in the race for the title. Next up for them is the Manchester Derby to face a misfiring United. More on both next.
Synonymous with scoring goals from midfield, there are perhaps none who did it better than Frank Lampard. The former West Ham, Chelsea and Manchester City midfielder boasts an impressive trophy-laden career with many individual records to his name. The current Everton boss played against a total of 44 different teams in the Premier League during his playing days, only failing to score. Lampard made his Premier League debut.
Watch ESPN on DSTV.
He broke yet another record. This one was only against Chelsea. recognise opposing team landmarks scored against during his legendary career, the most of his league.
Big win for that man and Manchester City, and that meant they go 6 points clear ahead of their nearest title rivals, Liverpool. But dare I say, a tad lucky in the process. Let's speak to Tyrone Marshall, who runs for City and for United perspective for the Manchester Evening News. Good to see you, Tyrone. Lucky break. Goodison, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably the balance of play they deserved to win the game. Certainly in the second half they were the stronger team, but I mean the obvious talking point at the end of the game was that penalty. It was obviously a good penalty. I think everyone can see it should have been a penalty. After the missing today, it should have been a penalty. So yeah, there was certainly an element of luck for City and probably badly needed as well.
If only you saw Darren's face as he saw that for the 50th time this weekend. Can you just recreate that expression you said?
You know what? I thought I looked at it and thought that's handball, but don't worry, Liverpool hit the City shirt sleeve rule. But there's one angle there that doesn't know, but yet that angle there does absolutely no favours because it's blatantly handball. How you can't give that? I mean, the reaction from the crowd behind the goal of the players, even the Manchester City players, by the way, because it's that's handball, and the fact that they give that, I mean, come on.
Do you know, Tyrone, it's funny because there are two angles to it that VAR would have looked at. I think the one from in front isn't quite as conclusive as the one from behind. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. There is one angle where it looks an awful lot clearer. I think part of the ball certainly hits the shirt, but part of it clearly hits the left part of the arm as well. So there's a debate, I think, over half.